In this lecture, we are going to talk about how we can integrate leads from Pipedrive environment into our Salesforce environment. We already know that we are going to map lead with the lead object inside our Salesforce environment. So this is the endpoint which we need to hit in order to get the details. There is a missing S, it should be leads, so that we can get all the leads. And these are all the details that we can also get inside our Pipedrive environment. So if you go to your Pipedrive environment and from the leads, if you select what lead you have, I have created only 3 leads. You can create multiple as well, and you can select any lead that you wanted to have. While creating the lead, you can let me quickly create one more here. I will say that I'm associating with this, and then I'm going to say that SFDC, SFDC Panther SFDC, and then these are the phones related to the person which I have selected. And you can see here it is asking me what currency I wanted to have. So let's say that I wanted to have some sort of currency Australian dollar. And what is the value? I'm just putting some random value over here, and then just quickly go ahead, or you can select who is the owner. I'm just selecting the other user and save it. So now we have got 4 leads here, and you can see this time we have got this dollar, which is Australian dollar, and then we have got what amount we have, and there is no nodes, no activities, nothing, but we have got these 4 leads now. And if you wanted to see either we are able to get those leads or not, so this is the URL that we already know how to prepare, the company domain name, and then the endpoint, which is leads, and then click on send. And we will see that here we have got all the leads, and then now we can copy this code, paste it to the JSON admin booster, and then generate the apps class so that we can pass the information. I've already done that, and you already know how to do that. Before we go ahead, let's quickly see the API. So for this, we have this API for getting the leads. If you go to our API here, you will see that we have got get all leads. We wanted to have single lead. There are multiple operations that you can perform, and you can get all those information over here. And then there are few things that we need to do here. So these are the 2 things that we must need to perform. First is enable multi-currency inside your Salesforce environment if it is not already enabled. And then we need to add all the currency that our deal have in our Pipedrive environment. What does this mean is, if you go to your Pipedrive environment into the leads, you see that this is a dollar sign, but it is an Australian dollar. And if you go to this lead, it is a Europe, and then it is again have a dollar, and then it also have a dollar sign. So let's quickly do all those 2 steps, and then we'll talk about the code that we have developed. To enable the currency, what you need to do is, you just need to quickly go to company information. If it is not enabled, just go ahead and edit this. And once you edit here, scroll down, you will see that there is one checkbox which is allow multiple currencies. You will be able to see this checkbox, and this will be editable for you. Because I've already enabled, that's why I'm not getting this checkbox enabled. Check this checkbox and save it. As soon as you will save it, you will get an option. You can just quickly into the search box type currency, and you will see an option called manage currencies. You will see an option like this. Click on manage currency, and then it will take you to this page. Here what I have done is, I have added one Europe currency, I have added one USD, and I also have added one which is INR. There is one additional currency that we need to add, is which is Australian dollar. So we can just quickly search. Here we have got Australian dollar. Now we need to put the conversion rate. So for that conversion rate, you can say USD to AUD, and you will see that this is the conversion rate. You can just find this conversion rate and then paste it over here and then save it. So these are all the currencies that our deal have at current level, but you might have multiple currencies. That is why we have integrated these currencies into our Salesforce environment, into our previous lectures. If you remember, there was an assignment for integrating these currencies. So why we integrated, so that we can go ahead and add these currencies into the managed currency setup, so that we have all the currencies and we don't get error while we are getting the information from Pipedrive inside our Salesforce environment. So this is done. Now let's quickly talk about what code we have developed for this. And yes, we already have created all those fields into the lead object. If you go to lead objects, you will see that we have got amounts, we have got either it is archive or not, what are the nodes, and then who is the person, who is Pipedrive ID, Pipedrive organization, Pipedrive owners, and then some other fields as well. So if you notice here, we have created few additional fields, which is like a lookup to account, which is Pipedrive organization, lookup to contact, which is Pipedrive person. Why? Because our lead can be associated to a person, can be associated to a organization. Not can be, it must, it will definitely be inside our Pipedrive environment. So that's why we have created those leads, so that we have all these. And once converting the lead, we will select that existing account and contact to convert that lead. So that's why we have got these two additional fields. And for the code, unlike all the lectures, we have created a batch apex, used the same start method, and then we have also used the execute method, which is same. There are few things which are different. Again, this endpoint is for leads, API token. What are all the headers are the same. Everything is similar kind of things. The only thing that is different here is this particular line. Why? Because if you get back to your response, if you see that the amount is coming inside an object, which is definitely going to be a new class when we parse our response into the class. And you can see that there is a variable called currency. But inside our Salesforce environment, this currency is a reserved keyword. We cannot use that as a variable inside our Apex class. So what I did inside my class, I passed all the response and then I changed currency to currency underscore x. And then as we know that our response is going to return the currency for us, I replaced my currency with the new variable that I have created, which is currency x. And this is I am doing before we are parsing the response, so that we can get what currency we have got inside this variable. And everything is same. We again passed into the class, we get the list of data, we iterated over the for loop, and then yes, there are one thing that again we have done. We are splitting the title with an space. Why we are splitting here? You will see. Lead requires at least last name to create the record, right? So what we said is we are splitting this title from an space and saying that put this zero index as a first name and last index at a last name. If you don't want to do is, what you can do is you can remove this line and you can quickly say that lead dot last name equal to lead dot title, because the title is definitely going to be have a value inside our Pipedrive environment. And then lead also requires a field company, which is again a required field on lead. We said that put the title as a company, and then we have got this status is going to be working contacted. We are working with that customer. Pipedrive ID is the ID, whatever the ID we are getting. We also have the ID. This is now alphanumeric ID in the form of a string. And then whatever the note we are getting from Pipedrive, and this is where we are getting our amount. We are getting the amount inside the class, which is an inner class, and the class name is value. So we said Pipedrive dot value, store into the variable called value, and whatever the value we have got. Amount is going to be the amount variable inside that class. This is the class and this is the variable. And then currency field is going to be L dot currency ISO code, whatever the currency underscore X value is having. So now it might be USD, it might be INR, it might be Australian dollar, it might be uh, euro, it can be anything. That's why we are just dynamically adding this currency ISO code. And this field only comes or becomes available when you have enabled multi-currency in your Salesforce environment. And rest all these three things you already know, you already are aware why we are doing that. So we don't need to explain that again and again. And then we again did the upsert statement in order to upsert all the leads. So now we will quickly go ahead and execute this batch, which is Pipedrive lead batch. Execute this, and once it is executed, you can see that it has been executed. Our execute method has also been executed. We will quickly get back to our leads object. So let's quickly go to lead object, and then if 2 days lead is not selected, select that from the drop down and then click on go. It will show you that now we have got the 4 leads, and these are the 4 leads which are there inside our Pipedrive environment. You can open any lead. Let's say that this is the latest one which we have created. This is the name, company. Yes, there is one variable called title. You can also add that title as well, because we already have the title. And then what is Pipedrive ID, what is amount, you can say it is Australian dollar, this much is the USD. And then we have got this Pipedrive organization, Pipedrive contact, Pipedrive owner. If you go to this Pipedrive owner, we will see that we have got accounts, we've got contacts, and we have got leads as well. So that's how you can integrate, and this is how you can integrate the multiple things, multiple objects, and you don't need to do the query here. Now if you see here, if you notice, in this code we are saving three queries, three SQL queries. We are also saving our governor limits as well. There is one thing that you might ask, suppose that some value or some organization or some owner is not there inside Salesforce environment, so how we can do that? So for that, as you already have prepared this, what you can do is you can quickly create a list of this Pipedrive user before the we can say that outside of our for loops, and you can just quickly, I'm just doing this to show you. So you have got this users list, right? What you can do is, once you have prepared the users, just add that user as well inside this list, and then you need to do the upsert operation on that user object before you are doing the upsert operation on your child object. So basically you need to upsert the parent first and then upsert the child first. So if the parent record is not present inside Salesforce, they will create the record first and then they will associate that child record with your parent object. The parent object will be associated with the child record as well. So you can follow this process as well, and doing this definitely going to save your SQL queries again. So this is it for this lecture, for this integration, which is integrating leads with our Salesforce environment. Next assignment that you have is you need to integrate the deals, because this is a kind of similar integration which is here. So what you need to do is just go to deals, get all deals. These are the deals. This is the endpoint which actually you have. So you can just go to your, I already have that. Let me quickly. So this is the environment of, sorry, this is the endpoint which you need to execute for getting the deals. Now you can see here you have got the ID, which is your external ID, and then created user, the user who have created that deal. This is not the owner. Suppose that I assigned it to you. I am the creator, but I'm not the owner. This user underscore ID is actually the owner of that lead. So it should deal. So it should be, this user should be the owner, and this should be the, in this case these are same. And then person ID, again it is the contact ID, so you will definitely get that person. This is the value that you have, so you need to have this person ID dot value while you are preparing the contact. And then org ID, this is the account. An opportunity is related to an account, and an opportunity is related to a person as well. And then owner, so what you need to do is you need to create a lookup field on this opportunity, and account is already there, so you need to create a lookup field for the account. You have got this value, you've got this currency. Again, you need to replace this currency with the variable that you are going to create. This is the title. You might want to create a new field for that, and then there are various information that you can create. You have got this all the activity related things as well. So these are all the things that you need to do while you are working on that assignment for this integrating deals with your Salesforce environment. So that's it for this lecture, and we will meet you into the next lecture. Thank you.